Welcome to our session on DAO governance challenges. Today we're diving into the ins and outs of decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, and all the obstacles they face.
I'm really excited to get into this topic. It's a complex area that's evolving fast, right?
Absolutely. It's like you have this idea of decentralized decision making powered by blockchain and smart contracts that revolutionizes how organizations work.
Yeah,
But oh boy, it comes with a whole load of issues.
right. So at the heart of it all is governance. And governance here means the set of rules and mechanisms that steer decision making um, without a central authority.
Exactly. And those rules are typically coded in smart contracts on
Yep.
blockchain. They decide, for example, how funds are managed and who gets to make what choices.
I think one of the coolest parts is how much transparency is baked into DAO operations, right? Everyone can audit the open source code and transactions.
hmm Transparency and accountability are key. But there's a twist. While transparency builds trust, it also makes DAOs vulnerable, sometimes to, say, technical glitches and security breaches.
Yes, technical and security challenges like bugs, network congestion, or even hacks can really shake things up.
Yeah,
It's like building a house on a shaky foundation.
exactly. And let's talk about those smart contract bugs. They're not just minor errors, they can open the door wide for hacks and collusion. It
Uh huh.
stresses the need for robust technical solutions and constant auditing.
And when you add the issue of governance capture, where wealthy players or external actors might manipulate decisions, it kind of undermines the whole idea of democratic decentralized control, right?
Absolutely. It's like having a 99% chance to sway the vote if you're a big stakeholder, which really can cripple the collective intent.
Mm.
Measures like increasing transparency and community engagement are crucial to counter that.
Speaking of engagement, what about voter apathy? It seems that despite the theoretical inclusiveness, many members just don't participate actively.
Yeah, voter apathy is a serious headache. Imagine the power balance gets skewed when only a small percentage actually votes. It
True.
ends up giving disproportionate power to like that minority of active participants.
And that's not just a technical issue, it really challenges the legitimacy of the whole DAO system. But, there are strategies like community events and incentive systems to boost participation.
Exactly. Incentives and education can really help turn the tide. Now, let's shift to the legal arena. DAOs operating globally face a patchwork of legal regulations, which is a major challenge.
Right. The legal status of DAOs is kind of like trying to nail jelly to a wall. With different jurisdictions interpreting these entities in diverse ways, it's a regulatory nightmare.
Yeah, and without clear legal frameworks, you get issues around liability and representation.
Yep.
So DAOs are pushed to engage with policymakers to um, educate them about this new model and ideally get some legal clarity.
It's a classic case of innovation versus regulation, isn't it? Creating a structure that's groundbreaking yet fundamentally at odds with traditional legal systems.
Precisely. And speaking of innovation, another layer is added by technological threats like Sybil attacks. Malicious actors create fake identities to manipulate voting outcomes.
Yeah, that's a real risk. Absolutely. DAOs need to have robust identity verification processes. I mean, technologies like proof of personhood, think WorldCoin or Humanode, are stepping in here.
Right? These protocols aim to ensure each vote is a genuine vote, but there's still a lot of work to be done to fully secure these systems.
Indeed. Now, moving to operational challenges, scalability is a huge one. As a DAO grows, managing governance over a larger community and a higher number of transactions becomes really tricky.
Yeah, scaling up means you need efficient resource allocation, funds, talent, time.
Mm,
And on top of that, maintaining and upgrading the technical infrastructure, like smart contracts and voting mechanisms, is a non stop investment.
right? And user friendly tools are a must to facilitate wider participation. Without intuitive interfaces, many community members might get lost in the math of decentralized governance.
Exactly. And that's where the blend of economic incentives like fair token distribution and clear staking mechanisms comes in to create a more balanced environment.
Yep. But I have to challenge one point here. Do you really think that fair token distribution alone can prevent centralization of power? I mean, Even with fair rules, there's always a risk of influential groups consolidating power.
That's a good point. Fair token distribution is important, but it isn't a silver bullet. There have to be other governance measures like transparent token issuance and limits on holdings to really help keep that power in check.
I see. So it needs to be a multi-layered approach then.
Precisely. And speaking of multi-layered challenges, we must touch on social and ethical barriers. DAOs, despite their technological edge, face social hurdles like cultural differences, digital literacy issues, and frankly,
Right, that makes a
the
lot of
challenge
sense.
of building trust among diverse members.
Yeah, trust and collaboration are everything. Without them, even the best technical system fails.
And then there are ethical dilemmas, balancing diverse interests, anticipating potential conflicts over resource allocation, and ensuring that every decision upholds solid ethical principles.
Very true. It seems like DAOs have to walk a fine line between ensuring efficiency and maintaining fairness among their members.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance. And then we come to conflicts. When opinions diverge too far, you can even get community forks. That's when a DAO splits into separate factions,
Yeah,
and that can really dilute the collective strength.
right. Forking can be a real headache. It takes away from the unified decision-making process that DAOs strive for.
Exactly, and managing disagreements requires robust conflict resolution mechanisms. You could say it's all about having clear, equitable frameworks in place to settle
Yep,
disputes.
that's crucial. Now, shifting gears a bit, what do you think the future holds for DAO governance?
The future is promising, though, yeah. Despite the hurdles, DAOs represent a new era of transparent and inclusive decision making. They're still in their infancy, which means there's plenty of room to learn and adapt.
Definitely. So, the evolution of DAOs is kind of about addressing these issues head on, right? Engaging with legal frameworks, improving security measures, and nurturing community involvement.
Exactly right. It's about innovation and iteration. DAOs need to leverage past lessons while continuously pushing forward with better technologies and governance paradigms.
Yep, that's the spirit. It really is exciting to think how these challenges, if overcome, could lead us to a more equitable organization model across the board.
For sure. It's like building a better system from the ground up, where everyone has a stake and transparency is the norm.
Absolutely. Thanks for this deep dive into the world of DAO governance. It's a lot to digest, but it's clear there's a lot of potential to revolutionize how decisions are made.
Definitely. It's a journey full of obstacles, yet a promising path towards decentralization and democratization. Thanks for being a great sounding board
Yeah,
on
thanks
these
a lot.
issues.